the best podcast on the planet.
Wouldn't it be amazing if we could all actually say what was exactly on our minds without having to worry about, altering what's on our hearts and on our minds because of how it might be perceived? Without worrying about, somebody's going to hear this and they're not going to understand what I just said, and they're going to twist it and they're going to just mess it up. Wouldn't that be awesome? Wouldn't it be wonderful if we could absolutely speak our hearts without worrying about it every single time? Wouldn't that be amazing? Wouldn't it also be amazing if when we did that, the person that heard what we said understood it perfectly, didn't get anything mixed up, understood it exactly the way we meant it? So that if somebody were to say, wow, this lawn is so beautiful and green, the other person didn't hear, I hate the environment. I use lots of pesticides and fertilizers for my own end and just to make sure I have a lawn greener than my neighbor's. You see what I'm saying? For example, politicians. Wouldn't it be amazing if they actually told us what they were thinking and exactly what their plans were for the future without manipulating us, without, trying to unduly influence us? Wouldn't it be great if we could accept that information? You and I both know that is not ever going to happen, right? An individual may have wonderful intent, just may have the purest heart and say something. But because the other side, whether it's a business agreement, a politics, family argument, doesn't matter, a relationship, the other person is thinking they're trying to get advantage of me, or how can I take advantage of them? I guess it boils down to, selfishness, I guess, in one shape, form, or fashion, right? Anyway, we know it's not going to happen. There's always going to be miscommunication. Somebody's going to say something, somebody's going to misinterpret what they said, and there's going to be an argument or a problem. Just it's the way it's going to be. So our job is to sift through what is said and get to that nugget of truth, that kernel of reality, if you will. Well, that's the direction this podcast is going to be going. We like to call it an uncommon show about common sense. And to be perfectly honest with you, over the last few weeks, I've kind of been struggling with what the focus I wanted to take this program. And I think I've hit on it. Every day we are inundated with he said, she said, they meant, but they meant this, and the bickering and the fighting. I think it's a really good opportunity for somebody to attempt to take an objective viewpoint of what is said and try and analyze what was the intent. What was it they were actually trying to say? Take all the fluff and all the, all the extemporaneous stuff and whittle it down to the kernel of intent, the truth, the real message. And to do that, we have to understand what both sides are trying to accomplish. So I think there's a real opportunity here for this show, this podcast, to do just that. So the podcast is going to take a little break for about 2 weeks. And we're going to do some serious thinking. We're going to do some serious praying and some very serious research into this new direction. When we come back on Tuesday, June 16th at 3 p.m, that's the direction we're going to go in. Listening to discussions, listening to things that people have said, and try and find out what is it they're trying to communicate and what is it we should be listening to and what should we be hearing. It's not about trying to influence. It's not about trying to edit. It's not about trying to manipulate in any way. It's literally about understanding both sides of the discussion. So that's what we're going to be doing. So in the meantime, while we take a little hiatus, I guess, in the meantime, if there is a subject, if there is an idea, even if there is a conversation that you have had personally with somebody else, you're like, they said this, but I don't think that's what they meant. We would actually love to hear about it, and we may discuss it right here on this podcast. If you have a suggestion, send it to me at sethmilamedia@gmail.com. Thank you so much for all of you that have been watching and listening to this program. Of course, you can listen to it wherever fine podcasts are sold, and you can watch the video of our podcast on YouTube. Just look for Seth Mila Media. Thank you. Enjoy some time, with your family. Enjoy some time just being good to those around you. Be good to yourself too. Find a way to improve, learn, and grow. Until then, take care, and we'll talk to you again very soon. Bye-bye.